Hello, it's a bit of a post-match show. We're on audio and video, and we're after Liverpool have beaten Bologna 2-0. I've got Neil Atkinson and Josh Sexton with me, and I'll start with you, Josh, because I've just watched the game with Neil, but we were on different floors. How was it upstairs?
It was more commentary from the actual commentator, saying that as if you're not actual commentators. You're obviously professionals in the game at this stage, but yeah, it was not nowhere near as enjoyable as a hot mic where John's dropping Carriers jokes and all that kind of things going on in the background.
Yeah, it was enjoyable all around, Neil. It was nice to see Virgil. It was nice to see goals from a couple of forward players, and yeah, I think Jürgen will be pleased with that first game of the two games he's arranged today.
Yeah, I mean, I really do hope there are some pressing questions for Jürgen on what he's arranged today and whether or not Bologna, those poor footballers who play for Bologna, doing about 58. The lad who has the goal disallowed must have been thinking, come on, I've just played 58 minutes here, can it just stand? So I've scored against Liverpool. No. You've got to put up with all of this. So I am intrigued by what the plan is and what the thinking is behind it. I thought we played really well for the first 30 minutes. I thought Keita in particular was so bright again. And he does a couple of other things as the hour wears on. There's the terrible slice shot late in the game, and there's a ball that he just plays out to play. But when he was on it and when everything was pairing in that first 30 minutes, yet again, I just thought this is the footballer that we want him to be all the time. And I think it's difficult for him because he's almost so languid at times. You get the impression he's lacking a bit of intensity, a bit of certainty. I don't think he is. I think he's really on top of where he is, what he wants to do. Even the bad ball when he plays to Salah, when he finally sees him, he knows it's the wrong ball. I'm pleased. I've said three things that Naby Keita didn't do very well, and I yet thought he was the best player on the whole pitch, certainly for the first half an hour.
Yeah, we're having a hot Keita summer, Josh, and we're all invited. He's doing well. I think he's enjoying who he's playing with, in that I think he sort of clearly understands what his role is, and I think in the past maybe he's been the one to drive forward. It's been like, two sort of, more solid midfielders. It's been like a spark from Naby. I think he's enjoying having Harvey Elliott doing slightly mad things and James Milner doing very sensible things, and he's sort of like the one in between.
It's Naby season, and a shout out to Paddy Fitzsimons. He loves the Naby season line. He just makes things happen, doesn't he? That's the best thing about Naby Keita. He loves that little sort of link up on the edge of the box. Like he seems to do that with Mo Salah in particular, really, like quite a lot. And he did it
pulling right today.
A couple of times in the first half in particular. He was, as Neil was saying, pulling right there, almost drawing Mo out of like that little hole that he sometimes gets into when he's just stuck on the left back. So if he's playing like that during the season, then obviously it will be Naby season. It'll be a hot kind of summer, as you say. You just want to see that from him more regularly, and you want him to obviously maintain the fitness as well, because this is a big season for him. You feel, particularly with the contract situation, it's one of the sort of unspoken things really amid all the lads we want to be signed up, is that Keita's contract's also up in 2023. So hopefully this season he boxed it for himself.
Yeah, in terms of the front three then, two of them get goals. Mo Salah does everything but. They all look lively. I like them as a combination. I like them individually, and for two of them to get goals, they'll be pleased with that as well.
Yeah, I think you got to see a lot of Jota's sort of movements in between centre-halves, which I think he'll be pleased with. Good headed chances in there that he was in the right place for, and also the fact that the two full-backs see it. And this is massive, John. The idea that these full-backs are able to sort of anticipate, he's got to go there, this ball is on, and we can pick up the bits after the fact. And for me, I'm pleased by that with Jota through the middle. I thought Mane, especially the first 20 or so, just looked not like himself from last season, but like himself from seasons before. Really physically in control of the situation. At times, just a step above. And let's be clear, what he's a step above. Bologna aren't mugs. This is not a sort of an alehouse team. This is a decent football team. But he looked like he was able to just simply dominate, and I'm excited by that. And I think that bodes really well. And Salah, he is so present in football matches, even when it doesn't quite go for him. He's just. You get the impression he's the player everyone on the pitch is watching. Everyone knows where he is on both sides, and I think that really, really helps. And there's a couple of balls through to him that don't quite come off. He should score himself, but the point about this is that it's like he defines the reality. He is the gravity of football matches, and I think it's you sort of forget it when you watch other football. I've watched the Euros in the summer, and it's really weird. There isn't like this mad thing that happens on the right-hand side of the pitch that sucks all energy towards it. I'm like, why isn't everybody doing this? Why doesn't everybody have one of them? Isn't that how we play football now? He makes the big pitch huge in this really strange way, and you got to see a really good example of that.
The closest is probably Mbappe, isn't it, with France? It's almost like an occupying role at times, even when, as you say, when he doesn't sort of get things to come off and he's not creating all the chances. He just occupies, and that's usually where you'd see the other lads in the front three coming into it. And I thought you saw that today from Jota and Mane. As Neil said, Mane just looked a step above. He makes football look so easy, and like his level of football is not particularly easy at all. But he makes it all look so easy. There's that lovely flick to Jota in the second half that he does, where he just faces his man up. Every single chance he got today, he was facing his man up. So it was good to see that from all the front three, really.
All right, the Reds, thanks for watching a little bit of a premium Anfield Wrap video there. If you want to watch the rest of that show and get access to much more, click join below. That activates our YouTube membership. It means you get a premium video every day of the week. You get our post-match content, you get reviews, previews and exclusive interviews, all here from the heart of Liverpool. Follow us, follow them. Up the Reds.